What's up, YouTube? We're back on another project in the Martin backyard today. Tacoma, as you've seen before, and what we're working on today in this big long box, these are step bars. Round 2 bars, and there's a step underneath each door. What we're going to do is we're going to open box this right now, and then we're going to do a mock-up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my jack. I'm going to put these, I'm going to put a moving blanket down on the ground under here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Nerf bar that fits on this side, Nerf bar, step bar, whatever you want to call it. I want to put the step bar on the jack, center on the jack. I'm probably going to use a little bit of tape it on the jack, just make sure that the step bar is kind of balanced on the middle of the jack, and then I'm just going to line it up where it's going to fit where the bolts are going to go through on the bottom. Just line it up and get a good look at it. Now the package itself looks like it's gone through a little bit of the typical damage that boxes like this size go through in shipping. So I've already taken some pictures in case I pull this out and it's already got a big dent in it, or the paint's been scratched off or something. Then I'll just return it to Amazon. But I'll have the description for this, the link and all that in the description, so you can have the information for these bars for this truck. These are gloss black, they're not the matte black, and also these are for the double cab. So this brand is N-Fab, and I posted on 4 different Tacoma Facebook groups, and all 4 groups somebody mentioned these N-Fab brand step bars. So I picked the ones for my truck, and if I decide to, I might actually take them in and get them painted to match, so that they'll just match the silver and you won't have the black bars down the back, or down on the bottom. But for now, we'll just get to unboxing, take it out, take a look at it, and just make sure they're not damaged, and then get it set up on our jack. With the reason I'm putting the moving blanket underneath here is so if the bar happens to fall down on one end or the other, or falls off the jack, at least I'm not damaging them. So that's what we're going to do for now. So let's get started on that. Set so that the angle of the brackets is the same angle as the bottom where these are actually going to bolt in, and I've got all 3 of the mounts in place. So this is actually where this would sit. So as you can see, if you're going to get in and open a door, first you got to unlock it, but if you're opening a door to get in, then the step is kind of more towards the floorboard. The step is not going to be in the center of the door. Same here, you got your back door, so where you're stepping to get into the back seat, you're going to have space right there. Now, to test stepping into the truck with these on, you got to remember when you step in, you got to kind of duck so you don't hit your head on the top of the door jamb. But from what I can tell, it's these in particular, because they have the steps that are further down, I'm losing this much clearance from, the bottom of the bottom of the frame is almost flush with the bottom of this round tube. So the distance of the step is actually what I'm going to lose in clearance. So if I measure down with the tape measure here, probably losing maybe 2.5 inches, about 2.5 inches of clearance. You know, the bar that comes down for the step is actually out at an angle. It doesn't go straight down. So, and then this is actually stamped. The plate that's welded on here is actually stamped with the hole stamped up. So that's what gives you a little bit of grip to step in. Now, if I was gonna choose a little better design, I would want something that was more square and not round, and almost looked more like a running board and just stuck out to the side right here and just didn't have the step. If I was able to just step onto that piece up here and not have to have something that's further down for clearance, that would be an option that I might choose to do a little bit differently. So I'll probably just take a look at it and just see if it's something that I want to get used to, or that I would get used to and just be okay with, or before I mount these, if I want to decide not to go this route and try something different. So I'm just going to take some time and walk around and take a look at it and just check to see the way it's set up is what I would want. As you can see, we're up underneath now, and from what I can tell, there are 2 bolts per mount, and on each of these mounts, the bolts, there's actually some stock cover screws that are in here right now, and they're all flathead. So I've got a flathead screwdriver. I'm going to drop this down and go ahead and take the screws out, and then bring this back up and open that hardware bag and just pull all the hardware out, make sure I have everything, and then start putting the hardware in place and get this kind of mocked up with the hardware and figure out what direction I need to slide it, or keep everything loose and just kind of tighten it up a little bit at a time and just get it up to where everything mounts in. You know, it's mounted in the bottom of this panel here. It doesn't mount specifically to the frame itself, but the corner of the body here, I'm guessing from the research that people have done, a lot of these step bars, Nerf bars, and even sliders I've seen mount to the bottom of this. So where these mounts are right here, where they come over the top and mount in, must be strong enough that people don't have a problem with stepping on them. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do next. So I'll drop this down and get these screws out and get the hardware out and go from there. Well, after getting the step bars mocked in place and checking out the mounts and starting to look at undoing the factory screws in the bottom of the truck, I found that the mounts that are on the rear and the middle are supposed to be the same, but the mount that's on the front is supposed to be different. So the back and the middle, the mounts are, the holes are about 1 inch apart, and the screws on the bottom of the truck are about 1 inch apart. But the way it works on the front of the truck, on the driver and the passenger side, is that the mounts that are on the step bar are about 1 inch apart, just like the front, just like the middle and the rear, but the screw holes in the bottom of the truck are about this far apart, and they're also not directly next to each other. There's actually a bit of a fold in the metal in the bottom of the truck, so you would need to have a mount down here on the outside of the step bar mount, and you would need to have a mount up higher and further apart, about 3 or 4 inches apart, and you'll see that as the pictures are being edited in post. But I'm not going to keep these because that would mean that my front step where I'm getting in and out of the truck all the time, which is, I'm gonna be the heaviest person in my family, so I've got 200 pounds stepping on this step, and only one of the screw holes is actually mounted to the bottom of the truck, so I don't want to do that. I'm not gonna accept this that way. Even the picture description on Amazon shows that the front on both the driver and passenger side has a mount that's actually, the mount goes out and then there's a mounting hole, and then it goes further up and then there's another mounting hole, and the ones that I bought do not have that. And I think the number is a T0589CC. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'll have that posted so you can see that part number. But I'm gonna return these to Amazon. This isn't what I want. I want ones that are gonna mount to both holes in the front, so I know that the full weight on the front of the bar is actually mounted to the bottom of the body of the truck. So I'm gonna return these. So if this is a product fail for me, I called N-Fab and talked to a guy on the phone, and he said that I had the right part number for this truck, so it's not like the mount should have been wrong, but maybe it's a manufacturing defect. I've already taken the same pictures that you've seen in this video, and I've already sent them to N-Fab to show them what this looks like. The mounts in the middle and the front of the step bar, a close-up of the picture of the mount on the front of the step bar, and then what it looks like when you mock the step bar up underneath, and how only one of the screw holes is actually showing where it's going to mount through the mount on the step bar, and the other screw hole that's on the body isn't even touched with the mount on the step bar itself. So I'm going to wrap that up. Thanks for taking the time to watch. As always, just make sure you subscribe to the channel. Subscription is the most important part of the channel, so if I can get the subscription numbers up, that'll help being able to do this a little bit more often. It takes a lot more work to video this while doing the work instead of just doing the install, but if I can take the time and make a video and help anybody out that's also looking for the same product that I'm looking for, then hopefully that'll help. So anyway, thanks for taking the time to watch again. Like the video, share the video, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it.